Hey everyone, this is Dave here with a look at the new Crash Bandicoot on PlayStation 4. The game was recently demoed at the PlayStation Experience event, where Sony showed off a brief sampler containing 2 levels from the original Crash Bandicoot game, along with the real-time rendered intro sequence. This game forms just one of 3 titles included in the Insanity trilogy, which is formed of remakes of the first 3 Crash Bandicoot games that originally appeared on the PS1. Here we've got direct feed 1080p footage of the original game, the remake that is. Yeah, it is Crash Bandicoot. The linear level design returns along with the basic gameplay mechanics. However, things have been completely reworked from the ground up, modernising the experience for a brand new audience. Collision detection, animation and general mechanics are far more refined now, leading to what looks like a more fluid experience all round. Level designs have also been tweaked with various objects repositioned or removed entirely, giving the game a more accessible feel to newcomers of the series. The original was pretty brutal from a difficulty standpoint, and this new remake looks to address those concerns. Of course, the game stands out visually. It's a huge upgrade over the PS1 original, as you'd expect. And what I find interesting here is the developers have modernised Crash Bandicoot by giving the game a kind of CGI animated presentation, kind of like Ratchet & Clank, but not embellished to the same standards. So on Crash himself we see the use of some nice fur shaders along with physically based properties for clothing and skin, along with completely reworked animation that appears a lot smoother and natural. All the basic ingredients are present in the original game, but in the remake these have been fleshed out to really give the character, I'd say, a lot more personality, even if his design is somewhat generic still. Similar upgrades have been deployed over the levels. Every single asset in the game has been completely remade from scratch, boasting new textures, new effects work, and things like dynamic lighting and post-processing. It's a huge leap, but it still maintains the heart and soul of the original. One of the things that stands out here is the use of lighting and shading. Physically based rendering allows surfaces to react to lighting more realistically, so various materials such as wood, stone, dirt, clothing, all of that features a slightly more realistic look to it, even if the general presentation is highly stylized. This is particularly evident in the heavy machinery stage, which really showcases the upgrades on offer, from increased environment complexity, additional lighting, post-processing, and shading. Other elements such as camera and object blur also help to reinforce this cinematic presentation, which generally works rather well. From what we can ascertain from our direct feed 1080p capture is that the game does appear to be running natively at that resolution, though image quality is rather smooth all round. In any case, it's a genuinely promising start, and that also goes for performance. The build demoed at the PlayStation Experience runs at a solid 30 FPS across the 2 levels we've seen so far, meaning that the gameplay experience should be very consistent, assuming that the developer can maintain this level of performance throughout the rest of the game. Of course, it's not really that surprising that we're seeing a locked frame rate. Crash Bandicoot's linear level design means the rendering load is fairly predictable, and thus pretty easy to optimize compared to games where you have a fully dynamic camera system. Anyway, it's early days for the Crash Bandicoot remakes, but this is a promising showing nonetheless. Visually, the game seems to tick all the right boxes in terms of remaining faithful to the original game, but spruces things up with new visuals and tweaked gameplay mechanics that should make the whole experience a bit more palatable for newcomers. We'll be interested to see how the rest of the collection holds up, but that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed our look at the remake, and if you did, don't forget to like or subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.